the show last night.
Oh my God.
What up, fellas? How's it going? Season 2. Fifth Avenue podcast. We're back. You know what I'm saying? We're back, man. It's like new vibes. Yeah. COVID is almost over.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Huh?
I think it's over. We just left with the masks. I left and the sanitizing. I'm telling you, it's done.
That's the only thing that's left, right?
They're not even that strict
true
anymore,
story.
you know what I'm
COVID
saying?
been
Like,
over for days, man.
Right? It's like nobody talks about it as much anymore.
now.
It's almost like a part of our existence now. It's like here to stay. Everybody's cool with it.
Yeah.
just live with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And also, like you see with the European countries now, they're saying there's no more mandatory vaccinations and stuff.
what's he saying?
I've seen like some articles that
England's gotten rid of a lot of that stuff.
the UK especially. Like,
What?
Are you for real?
yeah, mandatory vaccinations.
How much is it to go that side?
Bro.
A little pricey.
A little pricey, but flights are reasonable actually. I was checking like about $8,000.
It's
You'd be
worth
London.
your while, whatever it costs.
There's no
man.
boat.
No boat.
I ain't afraid of no boat.
But yeah, man, some introductions. You know what I'm saying? I'm Derek. You know what I mean? Your host. We got Lance in the building.
What's up?
Tunes back in the building.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? Like
Shout
it'll be
outs,
great
shout
to catch up with the homie, and we got
Yeah.
Q doing what he does. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes.
You know it, you know it.
I don't know if people are peeping the game, but you know what I'm saying? There's some changes. You know what I mean?
How much?
Like,
I'm sure some people want to buy it out there.
no, it's gonna be on the website soon. But
Alright,
like
cool.
reach us in the DMs, you know what I mean? We'll hook you up. We got sweaters.
Just follow us first.
Follow us,
and
subscribe.
you know?
Everybody has to subscribe. I mean, if you're not
sir.
subscribing, what are you doing?
Most def. IG, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you do the right thing. Let's carry on, guys.
And Spotify as well.
And Spotify, we're gonna be posting this out soon as well. A lot of changes have happened, obviously, with the podcast. Like, we're definitely gonna be making sure this time around we're not leaving you hanging. Obviously, there are a lot of things that happened personally, and we had to take a break, regroup.
But we're
I lost
back.
my dad,
Hey,
so
my dog.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah, I
we had
know.
to take some time to catch up with the fam. But we'll talk about that later though, because there's something I wanted to just like mention at the end. But but we're back. Just to let the audience know, we're back. We're fully
and we're not
fixed.
going anywhere this time.
No, this time we're here to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, be part of this movement. You know what I mean?
Part of
Join the
experience, man.
conversation.
Join the convo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're
Yeah.
back. And another thing is, consistency is going to be something that we're definitely working on this season. Like, every 2 weeks, expect an episode out. You know what I mean? Put your reminders on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever. Just know we're putting the content out every 2 weeks. All right, we're going to have some guests. You know what I mean? Like,
This is an exciting season.
no, this one.
this one-
There's a
they're
lot.
not
that's-
ready.
You know, they're not ready, bro.
They're not
There's a
ready.
lot that happened also, like that we're gonna be unpacking as we go. But yeah, this episode mainly, just to make it very clear, is just to make it clear to everyone that we're back, right? And just to kind of set the tempo and the pace of the conversation, and also just let our audience know that we're here to stay. Like I
Here to
said,
stay.
Yes, sir.
and let's engage. Let's engage on Instagram. Let's engage, in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like
Socials, you know?
in the socials. Yeah, this podcast is for you to be a part of the movement, to get your voice heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Share your thoughts.
share your thoughts. We're talking about politics. We're talking about the entertainment industry. We're talking about what it means to be a bachelor in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Trying to navigate this thing called life.
Don't
you
be
know?
swindled now.
Lance, I was going there. Like, relax. We were getting there. I know that is a bending
It's a burning
topic
issue.
right now. You got a lot of stuff to get off your
in the
chest,
heart.
but we're definitely going to be talking about that, right? Maybe let's just jump right into it, since you already got us there, right? So, this is a deep one.
You
right?
have to be politically correct.
I
with this.
have to navigate this one very carefully. All right, because I mean, like, there's a lot of interesting opinions from a men's perspective, and also women have their own opinions about it.
Yeah.
Right. So, if people don't know, there's this new movie on Netflix
Yeah.
called the Tinder Swindler.
I think I saw the short snippet or trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's making waves right now, right?
Simon
Where this
is very
dude,
famous.
is he Italian or Spanish?
No, he's Israeli, I think.
Israeli, yes,
Yeah,
an
Israeli,
Israeli dude who's based in Europe, right? But he actually came from Israel. If you remember in the story, he actually came from moved to Europe.
Yeah.
And he's portraying this lifestyle of this like
Billionaire.
right? And he's got it down packed. Like if you check out
What I commend about his story is that he mastered the craft. Like as much as we don't condone what he did, like he mastered the craft.
What did he do?
no. You see how like other swindlers normally do it.
What's a
right?
swindler? I mean,
Someone who will
this thing. I must understand. I'm gonna ask.
Scam.
A con artist.
Let's say you might pick them up as gold diggers, right? But this is now advanced level gold digging, where it's like
A man is doing it.
the man is doing it, but he's doing it at a very high level. Like,
This is
you know what I
next
mean?
level.
Yeah.
There's so many memes.
So he's swindling women out of money, not small money, not like 1,000 yana there.
millions.
We're talking millions,
Whoa.
right? Because they're trying to live up to his
He's
lifestyle, right? So what was nice about Akune was this guy, he would invest initially. You know the concept of you need money to make money.
Return on investment.
He would invest. Like he'll take you out to these lavish places. He stays in nice hotels, hires like Rolls
It's an
Royce.
investment.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you believe this thing, like, okay, this is real. This
Yeah,
is
you believe the hype.
I'm in a helicopter for real. I'm in a private jet for real.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now when he's coming to you like, yo, I'm in a tight situation, just
My
hook me up.
enemies are after me.
My enemies. My enemies. I'm doing these big $1 billion deals
And they want to kill me.
they want to kill me, and I just need you to hook me up. They've locked my accounts and all of that.
But what he does, right? Like before he actually tells you all these things, is he actually builds you up and tells you that like my lifestyle is very dangerous.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
I live a very dangerous life.
Like,
And girls are into that.
Yeah, so obviously the
course.
goal is gonna be, oh no, your life is exciting.
Yeah.
And then afterwards,
What a, nothing
He just says,
gets
I
the
need-
girls like excited.
there's a billionaire asking you for $30,000. You're like, what's my 30,000?
He's going to give me
It's
300.
300,000 coming back.
And then he'll send you a false check of 100,000. So you're like, oh,
yeah, I
this
got
guy's
my
so
money.
generous. He just bumped me up. But this check will never cash. That's where it
bounces.
gets interesting. You know what I'm saying? So he'd been doing this like for some time now, and then finally, people started picking up a trend.
Yeah.
Like the chicks started picking up the trend. Like something's not right here. And then they got private investigators investigating him, and then it came up. Dude is like a serial
Swindler.
swindler. You know what I'm saying?
Word is he was even in Cape Town for some time.
Yes, there was a picture on the
Yeah.
thing where he's like by the the Cape Town thing, that yellow little thingy,
Yeah, Table Mountain.
the waterfront there.
That frame. Like
Yeah,
you
the
got-
frame thing,
yeah.
and he was there. Like,
What?
so we might
this
have
is a true story.
swindled girls in Cape Town who we don't know.
If you were swindled, please come. This is a safe space. We can talk
I
about
can
it.
talk about.
We can talk about this, tell your story, but
You know,
Yeah.
I've also had I know of a swindler. You know, my aunt once had this guy. I can't say his name, but this guy used to like swindle. dog. Like that was his thing. He came from the Eastern Cape,
yeah,
so he used to tell girls that I'm from Umlazi. I do heists, So you push this image of you being scared of him because when he
Yes.
came, the first time I saw him, dog, this guy lent me the car. Like
Yeah, I
I
just
take
saw
the
the
car,
dude.
dog, for the weekend.
Wow.
I'm like, what the fuck, auntie? Who the fuck is this guy? And I was like, no, just tell me. So I'm like, oh shit, nah, this guy's dope,
it's for real, yeah.
So this guy used to swindle girls like 60 grand, tell them I'm expecting money. I just did a heist.
Bro,
I'm
that's the
expecting
story.
money. So just give me 60,000. Once the money comes in, baby, I'm buying you a car, all these things. So this guy used to take money from other girls
Right.
and play and give my aunt money, dog.
Money.
So he used to charge this other girls. So other girls' money,
Bro, that was the interesting part about it. This dude had an ecosystem where he gets money from you and he's using that money to spend on this one.
Yeah.
And then he
So
makes
it's
money
like a
from
chain.
this one. And then so it's a chain. And he's sending he's sending messages, the same message. Well, I mean, we know this.
Yeah.
You're sending messages, the same message.
to different people.
You've got that CC folder. You just all all of them.
It's like for emergency.
It's like all these. I don't know if you've been approached by these forex ladies on Facebook. Where they tell you it's so automated. Like the message is so
the
similar.
exact same thing, bro. It was so my for me it was. First, it was an interesting story, right? But on top of that, we have to look at this thing from both angles, right? Firstly, we don't agree with swindling.
I don't.
But this thing has been happening for years.
I think I know what it is. I think I know what makes these guys succeed, dog. It's the moody, dog. It has to be, dog. It has to be, bro.
It's been going on for years.
From a gender perspective, it has.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you, this swindling thing. I mean,
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about like some of these girls on Tinder and on Bumble that
it's a business, bro. It
is.
Tinder is a business for some people. Bumble is a business for some people. Instagram is a business for some people.
I mean, they asked you for nails. I'm not gonna say anything. We might get a court case,
bro. Yo,
but I don't feel.
Don't do that,
bro. If it's a business, dog, you choose to buy.
So it's a business, right? So my thing was, because everyone is making noise about this, because obviously it's a dude who did it.
Yeah.
But it's like, fellas have been swindled for ages.
Yeah.
Right?
How come that wasn't newsworthy?
Super facts. It's dirty now because it's going. The shoes on the other foot
have turned,
and now, oh look. How can this guy do that? But how many guys have been swindled out there?
Like,
I think it's such a scam that anytime there's a romantic connection, the guy's the one that's paying. That's the biggest scam.
That is. So you see, like, this thing is generally not equal. We're not gonna pretend like the scales are the same.
An OG.
No, he's back in the streets. That was the funny thing about it.
He's a free man. Actually,
what crime did he? What crime did he commit? That's what I want to know.
That's the thing. So they couldn't lock him up.
Yeah.
If you noticed.
Yeah, they couldn't.
He was locked up for something else.
Yeah, he was locked up for something else. And then he got out. Yeah.
But they couldn't charge him for swindling. Like,
the only thing is that he's been banned from the dating platforms.
The dating platforms have banned him. But my thing is, fellas are always swindled, right?
Oof. Fact. Super fact.
Have we seen fellas being banned or ladies being banned from these platforms?
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's not, I think we can do better as a society. If we're really trying to solve this issue, we have to look at the fact, right? Let's balance the scales for real. Like, if we're banning everyone, let's ban everyone. You understand?
Yeah.
So that was just my interesting take from it. Like, if it was a chick that had done, would it be the same treatment?
Would there even been
or she'd be championed, right? Like, oh, you're a hero for this. Like,
by the women
Charlie's
community.
owns, huh?
By the women community. They'd be like, yes. How do you do it?
But I think it's like just society as a whole.
Society generally.
Yeah, we don't really condone it. We look at the guy like, you're a fool. Like, how
you're
could
trash.
you spend
That's
so
what I'm saying.
much
Like,
money?
for me, it's like, dude, what are you doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's an idiot. But I'm just saying, like, if we look at the response, it's just interesting to see, like, this guy, this is. But when women do it, it's like,
it's fine.
And not to say all women react like that, but I'm saying generally you kind of get the sense where it's like, it's celebrated.
Our point of view is we don't condone
swindling at all, bro.
Any kind.
You know what's interesting for me, bro? And I think people need to be smart, Q, right? I'll give you an example, yeah? So some time back, like, I was out, right? And, like, we were practicing hanging out, this whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this woman, bro, just said to me straight up, do you have money?
Oof.
Right?
That's a bit wild. Talk
She's
about
like,
being straightforward.
we just met 2 seconds. She's like, do you have money, right? So my question was like, so my response to her was like, yeah, I do. Do you have?
Jackpot.
See what I'm saying?
110%.
Yeah. Like,
and guess what? Women will get angry at a statement like that. They'll get mad at it.
Right?
It's like them, they don't want to be treated as objects and prizes, but then they want to prize themselves in the market.
It's like, if
that's real, bro.
If you're gonna ask me that, I'll ask you as well. You know what I mean? And I do got it, but it's like, do you have it?
Yeah.
What about then what now? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that. So I think in some ways you have to be smart not to be swindled, right? And the expectation that only a man has to prove his worth, right? To a woman, we have to scratch that.
True.
This thing has to be balanced. If you expect me to have money, you should have money as well.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't ask you that because I think it's inappropriate.
Yeah.
But
Why
if
ask
we're-
me?
You know what I'm saying? If we're there,
Our girls aren't afraid. Our girls are.
They're shameless.
do you see what I'm
Shameless.
saying? Like, I don't support
Girls
that.
can get. If guys can shit in their mouth, dog, for money,
Oof.
dog.
Then we got some idiots out there as well who perpetuate this thing, like where it's like, I feel as for me to define myself as worthy of a woman and successful, I have to splurge. I have to put my money and show her all. It's like, nah, man. At some point, it's like, and we'll tap into that cue because I think it's a deeper conversation around what do we define as success.
Actually, I want to commend you for something that somebody keeps getting angry that we talk about. We've never mentioned the name, but for refusing to be swindled the one time you were on a date. That story we talked about on this very podcast.
You see,
And look at how angry she got.
It's a perfect example, right? I'm supposed to be locked up right now.
you're supposed to be behind bars.
I'm supposed to be
like
behind
a
bars.
27 now.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for refusing to be swindled. It's a crime. To some women, apparently. All right?
No,
But
she was very well. Let's just leave it.
yeah, we just said
For
we're
the
not
sake
even
of
gonna.
peace.
Being single is a choice, dog.
It's a choice,
Yeah.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where you have to use your intelligence. Like, are you gonna use money as a scale for?
Do you guys think I'm lying when I'm thinking it's the witchcraft? Dog.
It's all about perspective.
It's perspective.
No, dog.
It's
all about
perspective.
perspective.
Dog.
Why would you think that?
Because sometimes you look at a guy and you're like, my dog.
Yeah.
And they can't see what's going on. They're like, no, man, I really love her. All of that. And you're like, dog, you can't see that she's cheating on you. You've forgiven her more than 5 times, but you're still giving her money. What's going on, bro? I love her, bro. You must, bro, this African
All I'll
things work,
say
dog.
is, fellas, you need to move correct in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Like, these streets are cold, man.
These streets
are
ain't
cold.
for
And
everybody.
speaking about the
Girls
cold
are on
streets,
some other level, guys.
speaking about the cold streets, let's talk about let's discuss Kanye for 5 minutes.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Speaking about the cold streets, bro.
like these streets, man. Like, Kanye is going through it. That's all I'll say. Like, the homie's going.
I don't know whether at some point there are moments where I'm like I feel for the dude, and then there are moments where I'm just like, this dude's a bit
Like you asked for it.
yeah.
Yeah, you asked for it. You know what I'm saying? Like with Kanye, I think it's that whole thing where, how do you define success? Is it having the baddest chick that everybody wants? Is it,
The $1 billion.
do you understand?
Yeah.
The $1 billion tag, so that meant that qualifies you as successful. So you define your worth based on that. Like,
I just think with Kanye, it's like, for him, bro, this should be an opportunity because it's more content for the music. It's more lyrics. It's another, what's that album with Rick Ross? My Dog Twisted.
fantasy.
Beautiful Dark Twisted
My Beautiful
Fantasy.
Dog Twisted. It's another album. You know what I mean? Bro, this guy.
Speaking of his next album, I know someone that's not gonna be on his next album. Kid Cudi.
Okay, let's break this topic down properly.
It will surprise you.
Right, with some structure there. So the first part is, let's put things in context. Kanye is married to Kim. They got a family. Kanye is 40 something. Kim is 40, right? Somewhere
41,
there.
yeah.
41, somewhere there, right?
Kanye's 44. Yeah.
44, right? And now you got this lighty who's 28, who's gotten into the mix, right? And he's winning. Because your wife is literally running with this kid, right? And now you're the outsider in this situation, right? Now your homies are turning against you because they're homies with this kid now.
You just made us realize Kim got a toy boy, man.
And also the light is not realizing the play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a pawn in this whole thing, right? And it's like, from a Kanye standpoint, first, let's start there, right? Fellas, how would you react in the same situation? I want to know. Lance, let's start with you. Like, how would you react?
I think I'll go crazy. Like, because first of all, he's trying to get his wife back. You know what I'm saying? They've got like 4 kids.
Right.
He's trying to get his wife back. This kid knows that, because this is public.
Right.
This kid knows that Kanye is trying to sort of win Kim back.
Right.
And the
billions are not working.
The billions are not working.
The question is, what would you do?
How would you?
I'd feel a bit funky about it as well.
Right?
Yeah, I'd feel a bit funky about it as well.
Me, dog. I wouldn't give a shit, dog. Like, I feel like if Kim's gonna do this, it's already a sign that,
But that's his wife.
No, that's
bro.
your wife, bro. You guys made vows.
It's
you guys,
to us,
it's different. You got kids. You got a whole family.
it's not the vows, but let me at least have a relationship with my kids. Come on, guys, we've seen this.
No, but you can't have a relationship with your kids. You're not being allowed to come for the birthday party, bro.
Why?
Like you,
Because
you're acting
the other
crazy,
homie's
bro.
there.
Because the other homie's there.
Okay, can
No,
you?
but like
can
it's
you
also
say,
his behavior, his conduct. Like
conduct? Kanye's?
Yeah, Kanye was not behaving correctly.
No.
No, it wasn't cheating. Like,
No, it wasn't cheating.
He was
Just
just
how
crazy.
they
What's
spoke,
behaving?
yeah.
What's behaving?
Just how they spoke to each other was not.
No, maybe Kim is so used to everybody's being so submissive to her that Kanye was not that submissive guy, you know?
No, that's a whole different thing.
yeah,
That's a whole different thing.
topic,
I think for me, it's let's forget the marriage aspect. It's like, okay, we got kids together, right? I'm trying to win my wife back. There's a lighty in the mix, right? And he's not, but he's actually in there.
Which track is that where he says he wants to kick his ass?
There is
I'm
the
for
song.
it. Like,
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, and I just gave you the perspective on the age difference. This is a lighty, but this is a light, and you know he's. Do you understand? Cute, like a 14-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
All up in
Right?
out there, like,
how
wear that
do you
lingerie.
how do you manage that?
That's-
Like,
Nah, bro, that's what I'm
That's crazy,
saying. Just
bro.
leave it, dog.
I think partly
believes
it's. I understand the leave it part, right? But I think for me it's. Don't put yourself in that situation in the first place. How about that? Right? Like you. I'll read a quote. I think this is actually the perfect time for this, right? I'll read a quote that my dad wrote to me about this, right?
Yeah.
When he was talking about what you should be looking for when you look for a wife, right? Because I think it's very important. These are things that we don't think about because we're just like caught up with the fat booty or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is
the
what-
number one catch. Yeah.
This is what my Bali said, right? Last year. So he's like, what a woman teaches your kids is more important than anything else because that is your investment, right? And your name. The way a woman forms logic is crucial and what informs her thinking too, right? At the end of the day, you marry the spirit. Those three, her logic, her sources, right? And her spirit, right? Talk to the woman, right? Go into her thinking and decide if you want your kids to turn out like that. Go into her thinking, right? And then he says, go into her thinking and decide if you want your kids to turn out like that. She can be one of two, light or darkness, okay? Do not linger in darkness no matter what, right? And do not linger in darkness no matter what and who recommends. Even me, meaning even him. Like if I'm pushing you, don't. You know what I mean? You have to live with the woman at the end of the day. That's the most important thing, right? And if you live in her logic, if you live in her logic, you can live with her. If you feel warm in her spirit, right? You can live there. If uncomfortable, bolt.
that is deep.
Do you understand?
That is-
He's like, disrespect is an unpardonable sin, right? If you are respected and valued, then all good. With values, you can move quickly through your options. And this was the most important line that I thought a lot of people should be comfortable with, right? A lot of men, and this applies to women as well, right? The message applies to both. But he was talking to me as a son, right? So he says, right, loneliness is better than misery and prison, right? If she combines quality and happiness. So it's not about the booty. It's not about the bank account. It's not about the. It's into her mental.
We're gonna just need to pause for a moment and let that sink in. That is exactly how your dad was.
Right.
Those are the statements that he was about. Like, he once summarized it for me and said, "You'd rather be single and saved than married and lost." Listen to the depth in that.
Do you understand? Especially if you're looking for a wife. So this happens before. Now we're dealing with an after effect of the situation. Right? Well, now you're already in. Now you got 4 kids. Now you're dealing with lighties in your situation, in your bedroom. Now you're dealing with, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? Where it's like, now it's a chaotic situation that you're trying to get on top of, right? And it doesn't make sense. Like, because it's chaos. But you're now trying to put some form of structure and, and it's like you're not even supposed to be in that situation. If you've done your homework, if you've gotten into study this person's, like, is this what I'm trying to build? Is this the situation I'm raising my kids in?
So to your point, Tunes, to your point, sometimes you're not bewitched by someone else, you bewitch yourself. With the choices you make at the beginning. And now you're caught up in a situation you can't be extricated from because
too little, too late.
You know what I mean?
Because that's what Kanye should have seen this. Because he shot at Ray J with the Stenamos.
But he did it. Like, that's way back.
But still, who did he get Kim? Who did he get Kim from? Here's the thing, dog.
This is actually reminding me, Kanye, when he's talking.
Karma, dog.
When he was getting an award or something, he says his wife has dated broke black dudes. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yes, I've seen
now she's actually dating a white broke dude.
And again, this is not to throw shade on Kim, right? Yeah. Let's be clear. We're just talking about alignment, right? When you're looking at a woman to say, am I aligned with what she stands for? Am I aligned with what she represents? Is this the environment I'm trying to raise my kids in? Who doesn't know Kim's story, right? Whether right or wrong, but people know. If you're going for Kim, you know what you're gonna get.
You think Drake smashed?
But do you see, what we're dealing with? Do you see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying?
You're not answering my.
I'm just saying, like, the fact that this is somebody's wife, right? Yeah, and the question is, did this other rapper smash? And is that what you're looking for in a wife?
This is something that we could probably unpack.
We can unpack as we go. But for me, it's like, what I just wanted to take from this conversation is, do your homework.
Yeah.
Fellas. All right? There's a difference between I'm running through here, but I'm running, right? And there's a difference, like, this is where I'm
Don't
sitting.
Get stuck.
This is home. It's like, that's where I need to be at. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do your homework. So that was one thing. And I think it taps into the topic I want us to just go through quickly, which is money or influence, right? Like, what do we define as success as human beings, as people, right? Like, is it money or is it influence? I just want to know, what do you go for? If I'm saying, dude, I'm going to give you 5 million rand, or I'm going to give you three phone numbers of the most influential people. Like, what are you going for?
Oh, that would be tricky.
I know what I'm going for.
Right?
I'm going for influence.
You going for
influence? I'm going for influence because you can live. You can live with influence. You know what I mean? I can go to a hotel. If people know who I am, I don't need to pay. If people know who you are and know what you're about, it's very easy for people to do things for you.
Right.
If no matter how if you've got all the money in the world, if I do not fuck with you, man, I'm just not gonna do it.
Somebody asked me a very important question. I'll just point it out, right? Somebody asked me, like, if you're gonna have dinner with anybody in the world, right? Who would you want that to be, right? if you're gonna have dinner with like anyone in the world, who'd you want it to be? So,
I would say probably Elon Musk. Yeah.
That was my response, right? I was like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, because I was like, there's no way after that conversation, I'm coming back a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like my stocks or my worth should have just moved up a bit. Like,
your thinking changes.
You know what I'm saying?
True story, but I'm gonna tell you a crazy figure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet with either the Pope or the Jesuit Pope.
Yeah, the Pope or the Queen.
I want to know where the world is going, and
The
those
Pope or
guys
the Queen. That's what I'm saying. The Pope or the Queen.
That's deep.
But it's the same concept if you think about it. Because I'm saying I need to meet the most influential person.
Yeah.
Because they shape how the world works. And I want to know, like,
and they
what's the
determine
game
like
plan?
the quality of life. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
If someone would say, I want to meet Beyonce and I want to meet, like, Drake. And it's like,
It'll be great.
It'll be great.
grow up.
I
Like,
think those people are very strong, like spiritually, When you look at Drake and Beyonce, bro, the influence and the power that they have, those are one of the other people that I really want to meet. Because I don't really look at them as like the artists.
yeah.
But for them to become so big and move people's hearts and souls like that, that's a power on its own.
I encourage you. And just
Tell me, if you see the Queen or the Pope there and you see Drake there, who are you running for? Definitely running for Drake.
Okay, and that's fine. I'm going to the Pope. I'm sorry.
Nah, guys, let's be honest, guys. No, guys, let's be honest.
And
No,
by
unpack
the
that.
way, it's not that we worship the Pope.
It's not. No.
We're saying that this is a man who has more influence than the world
anyone.
realizes.
True.
Dude, where do your presidents go when they inaugurate?
Go to the Pope.
Where do the most influential artists go?
To the Pope.
Thank you. They're not going to do this. Just know that. It's not.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely. That's why I also want to go to the Vatican. I also want to go to the Vatican and go to the Pope. I really want to have a conversation with the Pope. I'm always checking out the Vatican.
So listen, just to give everyone a heads up. In this season, right, we're going into those space. We're talking politics. We're talking religion. We're talking about how the world is being shaped and where do we fit in, right?
It's all encompassing.
Yeah, like it's all encompassing. These are the conversations we want to have this season, and we just got to wrap up. But just to let the audience know, it's going down this season. Like, we're gonna have a lot of interesting people join this conversation.
Exciting guests coming through.
And for me, the last statement from my side is, I think the last couple of months have definitely shaped the way I see the world and myself and why I fit in it. Right? Loss, it can be life-changing, especially serious loss. Right? The fact that I lost my dad in the last couple of months did two things for me. Right? One, it changed how I see life in itself. Okay? Like, what is important, right? Family is important. Also, to people that might relate to my story of being, I'm a Christian, you know what I mean? So that's my background. So my belief system is that. The fact that I understand that this world is temporal. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. It's about what you do with the time that you're here.
Yeah, definitely.
And in preparation for whatever's next, right? So it's like you can't put your eggs in one basket, okay? We're so caught up with the Drakes, and caught up with, stacking billions right now, and you know what I mean? You'll make the billions, but you're gone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You can do all of this stuff right now and miss out on being ready for the next.
As Kobe said, we must just enjoy life. I think that's one of his quotes. It just says, just enjoy life, because you never know.
You never know, bro. And once your chapter is gone, it's gone. It's finished. Once you know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to start thinking about yourself and your existence in that way as a person. Don't be caught up with just this.
What's in front of your eyes.
What's in front of your eyes. You have to think bigger, okay? Because there is life after this. And it's like, where do you fit in? Do you actually make it to that? Or you're stuck in this? You know what I mean? So that has shaped even the conversations I want us to have as well. Like, let's think bigger. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just be looking at stacking up millions. Yeah, I'm a billions or whatever. Let's think bigger. Let's think about what is the whole point and purpose of life?
In itself,
you know what I'm saying? That balance is important. And for me, it's knowing that my dad gave his whole life to serving God and all of that. Also kind of shifted the way I look at what success is, right? So I'm not as worried about, oh, my dad is gone. I understand, like, he's resting. It's a different way of looking at it. Because you understand, like, no, this man played his part very well, right? And so I'm not as worried. But you can imagine somebody who didn't play their part, right? Like, this is it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a different way of, whether it's mourning or a different way of going through grief, because you have the hope that, dude is resting, he did his part, now it's up to us who are still here. We're still in this game of life to play our part right. You know what I'm saying? So in this season, it's gonna get a little serious, but we're elevating the conversation.
And be part of it. Be part of it.
Do you know what I'm saying? Let's be part of it. Let's really define what is success. Let's define what is success for me, for you, for anybody, right? For everyone. And how do we position each other and influence each other to be the best versions of ourselves? You know what I'm saying? The beauty is, this is not a church service. This is not a political rally. This is not, so we can unpack all of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So be part of the conversation. Join us in our next episode. Subscribe. Reach out to the team. You know, if you're interested in the merch, hit us up. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely get it to you. And let's link up next time.
We out.
Definitely
We out.
Peace.
Out.